Hujambo, karibu kwenye The Dada to Dada Uncensored. Mimi ni Mwanaisha Chidzuga, na kama ilivyo desturi, kumbuka katika The Dada to Dada Uncensored tunazungumza masuala ya kumjenga mtoto wa kike, kumjenga mwanamke hapa nchini na kimataifa, na vile vile vijana, ili mradi waweze kuwa watu wa kueleweka, watu wa kusonga mbele katika jamii. Basi hii leo tunazungumzia masuala ya rasilimali za uajiri, ajira, maeneo ya uajiri, changamoto zinazokuja na vipi vijana wengi siku hizi, hasa pia vile vile watoto wa kike, wasichana wa kike hawapati nafasi za ajira. Ni kwa sababu kazi hakuna au hawajajua jinsi ya kujipanga kupata kazi zile, either katika private sector au mashirika ya kiserikali. Nimepata fursa basi kwa naye Bi Esther Murungi, kwa lugha ya Kimombo anamuita HR expert ama consultant. Karibu.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Now, Esther, maybe you can start by explaining to us your experience in HR.
Okay. Like I told you, I have practiced HR for the last 11 years. It has been a good journey because I started working in HR when I was quite young, not very young, but quite young. And it has been a good journey for the last 11 years. I have enjoyed working in HR. I have broadened my experience. I have learned on the job. I can say I've learned on the job because I joined HR direct from the university. So for me, the experience has been very good, and I love what I'm doing, and I enjoy doing what I'm doing.
When you talk about your experience, explain to us, what do you mean when you talk about my experience? What did you learn to get where you are today?
Now, you know, when I went to the university, I did not actually study degree in HR. I did my degree in psychology, but I was also doing a diploma in human resource management. So after university, I got a chance now to work. And I have worked where I am for the last 11 years. So basically what I am saying, my experience, is because I entered that organization without having worked somewhere else. And you know that is baptism by fire. Yes. So you go there, you meet there other people. But the good thing is that I joined the organization when it was beginning. We were the pioneers of the organization. So it wasn't much of a pressure because the people that were there were on a management team, and me now learning on the job. But the pressure was real because now I was young. I was trying to catch up with what they are doing because they are experienced. And the first few months, I had to do almost everything what they are doing. So I learned very fast. I had to learn very fast for me to survive. Yes.
I will talk about surviving much later, but kwa lugha ya Kiswahili kuna wengi wakisikia HR, rasilimali za uajiri na uajiri. Tunajua HR ni mambo ya kufutwa kazi na kuandikwa kazi. Je, ni kweli kwamba HR namba mawili peke yake? Either unaandikwa kazi au unafutwa kazi?
Hapana Mwanaisha. HR is very broad. HR ina deal na mambo mengi sana. Kwanza kuna kuandikwa kazi na kufutwa kazi. That is there. But we do so many other services. We offer so many services because human resource is the best. It's the most important resource in an organization. We have other resources. We have the finances, the equipment, the technicals, but when we come to human resource, it is very important. So for us, we offer various services in an organization. The human resource deals with recruitment and selection, like we have said. It is the same department in an organization that deals with welfare of staff. When I look at welfare, I'm looking at taking care of your employees, ensuring that they are comfortable in everything that they are doing. You're planning their retirement benefits by maybe putting up a scheme for your employees. We also deal with medical. You're also offering maybe medical services for your staff. You pay salaries, which is the most important thing. Most people, you join an organization for you to earn an income. HR has to ensure that you're getting your salary at the right time at the end of every month. HR also is a place where we deal with employee issues that are not even related to work. We are looking at an employee as a whole, not the work that you're doing, but you want to know what informs the work that you're doing. If you're doing very well, you must be coming from a comfortable environment. If you're not doing very well, what is affecting you? HR comes in handy to check your welfare, your family. Is your family doing well? We don't come directly to your family, but if there is something that is affecting your work and it comes from your family, it is part of the HR to work to come and make sure that you're comfortable.
Unajua vile umeelezea, mtu anaweza kufikiria kwamba HR basi ni perfection, lakini wengi wanasema vitu kwa ground ni tofauti. Tutaanza kwa mambo ya kuajiriwa kwanza. Vijana wengi wanasema tumesoma, tuko na madegree, masters, PhDs, lakini kazi hakuna. Na malalamishi mengi yanakuja kwanza HR ambayo inaangalia mambo ya kuajiri. Tatizo kubwa liko wapi? Kwa nini ngumu sana kwa vijana haswa wa sasa, wanawake na kwa wanaume kupata ajira? Na wengi wamesoma.
Kwanza kabisa lazima tutambue in the current situation that we're living in. Most people have gone to school. Watu wamesoma. Utakuta watu wamefanya degree, masters, PhD. You get an application of someone who has done 5 masters, 2 degrees, just trying to venture into different areas. So what has been happening is that there is flooding in the markets. And most likely you find that most people wamesomea jambo moja. You see now, there are those careers that people thought these are the best careers, and still they are. We are not saying that they are not the best careers. When we were growing up, everybody wanted to be
a doctor, a lawyer, a pilot,
or just to be in the TV, you know, those careers that we can see. But now in the current situation, most organizations have diverged into many other issues. Like now you see the technical, the technical bit of employment. People are not taking these courses. The technical courses are very important, and we are lacking skill. And I can tell you for sure, sometimes you want to employ an electrician, even the lowest as a plumber. An organization needs a plumber, but you're looking at your database, you have 1,000 accountants. You don't have plumbers in your database. So I'm looking at a situation where people are not informed about the courses outside and what most of our organizations require. They are not well informed on the different choices, because we have many choices in the careers that people don't know.
So is it a matter of we are not making the right choices, or the market is not available?
I would say both. Both in the sense that our students, our pupils, our students in school, they are not well informed of the various courses that they can take. And people, they have not been sensitized, or they don't have the information of these other courses that I'm talking about, the technical courses. So when I think the best thing, what I can say right now is that the reason why people are not getting jobs is because they have flooded one area in their education. And you find that now these people, all of them have the same qualifications, same papers, and you wonder now, who are you going to take?
The same expectations. They all expect to wear suits and sit in an office.
And also, I would say even the market. Right now, especially in the COVID, with the COVID, there are no jobs. And if they are there, they are very limited and specific. Everybody wants to get someone who will add value. Everybody wants to get someone who is coming to do something. So if you come, the 5 of you, and you have the same course, after the interview, you get only one. Maybe kidogo kidogo uko nyuma, tungechukua maybe 5, kwa sababu kazi ni mingi. But now, due to COVID, especially this time of COVID, you'll find that only one of you will get the job. Where will the other 4 go? So it's about now balancing the situation. You look at, what am I going to study? Where am I going to get a job after I finish this course? What if I do this course and I don't get a job? What can I do with my course? That is what I advise young people when you're out there, when you're studying in college. look at what you're studying. Ask yourself, yes, I want to work for a blue chip organization. What if I don't get a job? Can this cause of mine, can I do something with it for myself? Can I be self-employed? Because that is the other alternative. And that is the only choice you have if you don't get a job. Self-employment is what you're studying going to give you that chance.
Lakini umesema self-employment, especially vijana wengi, youth na young ladies, young women, wengi hawapendi kwenda line ya self-employment. Wakifikiria nikiwa self-employed sitajulikana, sitapata heshima. Kuna ile kasumba ya kwamba uonekane mtu wa maana katika jamii. For people to see that you've made it, lazima uwe employed. Either on private sector ama kwa government parastatals and all that. How do we change that perception so that we make it comfortable or more marketable to be self-employed?
I think it is a mental aspect. It is someone who has set their mind that if I go self-employment way, people will not look at me like I have achieved. But we have so many people who are making it in life in self-employment. And with self-employment, this is your job. You have the authority. You have all the powers to yourself. And you know, you can become anything that you want because the power lies with you. This is your job.
Yes.
So I would want people to change that mentality, especially the young people, the millennials, these people who think that I must be employed for me to succeed in life. What if you don't get employed and life has to go on? So can you embrace self-employment? Think to yourself, what can I do? Number 2, for the ones that are employed, you might be employed, but today COVID has happened. What happens? You're laid off. What do? You continue. You have to continue living. So you can start afresh. If you don't get a job, you can start by being self-employed. And even the ones that are employed, it's the high time you start thinking of a plan B.
Yes.
Because COVID has taught us that things can happen and you lose your job. Where do you go after that? So self-employment, I can vouch for self-employment. It is good if you put the effort that is required, if you put the discipline, because both of them, they are very important. You have to put effort. Just the way you go when you get a job, you have to work hard because you have a boss, because you have targets, because you want to achieve something. Same case with self-employment. You just don't go and put up a business and you leave. You have to be there for your business. Put the effort, be disciplined, be focused, and work on your business. And for sure you will succeed.
Yes. Wow. Umezungumza masuala ya COVID. COVID imekuja Kenya, si Kenya pekee yake, dunia nzima, na imebadilisha mtazamo wa waajiri na waajiriwa. For the last few months, so many companies, both private, even government institutions, have been struggling to maintain or retain the workforce. Kuna wale wameamua pengine kukata watu mishahara, wachukue mishahara nusu. Kuna wengine wamebadilisha masaa ya kufanya kazi, na kuna wengine wameamua kufuta watu kazi. Lakini ile ambayo tungependa pengine tugusie ni ambapo wengi wamelia sana. It is how the whole situation has been handled, especially lawama nyingi inakuja to the HR department. Hatua zile wamechukua pengine baadhi kufuta watu ama kuambia kaeni nyumbani. Zingine imekuwa ni watu wanaona imekuwa kama isiyokuwa na utu. Like kitambo kabla hujafutwa kazi ungeitwa ukapatiwa 1 month notice, ukapatiwa warning ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu. But what we've been seeing in the media, kwa magazeti, TV, everywhere, social media, watu wanaambiwa nenda nyumbani kupitia SMS.
Yes.
Is it fair? Is it right? Hata kama kuna COVID.
Wow. SMS. I would say it is not fair. It is not right to send employees home with an SMS, because this employee, when this employee was working for you, was very important to you. Nobody planned for COVID, not the employer, neither the employer nor the staff, the employee. So when you plan and when you look at your business and you see now it is time for sending people home, please do it in a humane way. This is what I would say. Just do it in a humane way. And that's why HR as the H stands for human. Kitambo ilikuwa personnel management. And the reason why it changed to human resource management is to bring that aspect of humanity, utu. So I would look at this situation as not fair, sending people home via SMS. Just plan, talk to your staff, let them understand, because everybody understands the situation right now. Nikikuja kuko nikwambie the business is not doing well, you will understand. Talk to your employees, they are human, they will understand, they have been with you, they know the income that you bring on board, and just prepare them. You can even start by sending out a communication, a general communication that the company is going through 1, 2, 3 in the income, and going forward, the management is thinking of restructuring or doing this. You see, now you start preparing people slowly by slowly. If you'll be affected by this situation, the company is willing to hold your hands and work with you. And now, when you prepare people, I know everybody now will start thinking outside the box, because I don't know if I'll be affected. So the next day I'll be thinking about, what if it is me? What will I do? So people will get something to do with their life. But don't just wake up one morning and send an SMS to people that from today you're sacked, or don't come tomorrow. You know those SMSs that...
The consequences of such.
Yes, they're very bad, because you don't know what people are going through. I always say, out there, it is only these clothes that we are wearing that are making us look equal. Yes. People are going through stuff. You don't know who is suffering from what. People have diseases. People are going through stuff in their families. People are carrying the whole clan into this job. So when you give me a red card, you tell me now it is your time to go, and I'm not prepared. People, some of them will even collapse and die. That's why you see people going into depression. People feel so demotivated even to start again their life, because now the way employees look at the employer, you're supposed to be human. Yes. I am bringing my skill, I'm giving you my skill, I'm giving you my time and everything that I have, because the most of my hours in a day, 8 hours, I spend at your organization. So it's like basically I live my life in your organization, the best part of my life. So when you are done with me, just do it in a good way, in a humane way, in a godly way, because these people are coming from somewhere. Just prepare them slowly, slowly, show them the facts, tell them this is what is happening. And for us to survive, we need to do 1, 2, 3, and then follow the right procedure. You can even decide, you're supposed even actually to bring a counselor on board, because this is a very serious matter, being laid off, because nobody prepares for that, by the way. If I was prepared to be laid off, I would have resigned. That means I would have taken a chance to resign. But when you're laying people off, nobody is ever prepared for that. You can even bring a counselor on board to talk to them and offer them after the whatever service.
You know, such situations zimesha happen. Lakini I think some organizations wanafikiria staff members wakienda ni hivyo, they can always replace them. But failure ya HR kufanya mambo kwa utu, does it have any consequences to the organization and to the company?
Yes, it has, because HR is not just a profession that does not have rules. We have rules and regulations. We have government rules, laws that are that we are supposed to follow when we are practicing HR. Just like any other profession, we have regulatory bodies. HR as a regulatory body called Institute of Human Resource Management that is supposed to look into what you're doing as an organization. Are you following the right protocol, even in separation of staff? And also we have Employment Act that stipulates very well how an employee is supposed to be terminated. Then now that boils down to the HR person. How do you do your contracts? And I would also even want to advise employees, look at your contract. Does it have all the clauses that stipulates how an employee should be laid off? What is the procedure? Does it even give you a notice? Because you should be given at least 1 month notice. As per the Employment Act, the employer should give you a 1 month notice or pay you in lieu of notice. So those are some of the things I would say HR now, if you're not doing that, you are not a professional. You are not a professional.
A professional. Yamana uko such things paka you said earlier inavunja mtu moyo, because I always imagine mtu ambaye pengine yuko na family, yuko na watoto, anavuka barabara, anapata SMS. Hata kesho, where do they start? And then saizi watu wako very desperate kupata kazi. So the point that you raised ya kwamba kabla huja sign contract angalia 1 2 3 4. Saizi watu wana haraka sana ya kusign contract kuajiriwa without looking at the most important articles or clauses of terms of employment. Should we just say yes to employment? Kwa sababu tunaogopa nikiuliza 1 2 3 that opportunity might be given to somebody else.
No.
Or is it okay to still ask what is right for yourself?
It is very okay to ask. Let me tell you, it is very okay to be assertive, because it is you who is committing yourself to this employer. If you're not comfortable, if there's something you feel that this employer has missed out in your contract, it is your right to ask. By the way, do you have this? What does your organization do about 1 2 3? If I want to resign from your organization, what am I supposed to do? But I know in most cases, most of the things might not be in the Employment Act, but kuna zile za lazima. Wewe angalia, you make sure that what are you interested in? I'm interested in my salary. Is my salary in the employment contract? In the offer, some will tell you that they'll give you your job description once you are on board, because you want to know what are my duties. You want to know where am I working, where am I stationed. If you're working for an organization that has different branches, you need to be told, I'll be working in Naivasha or I'll be working in Nairobi. Those are the things that needs to be in your contract, so that somebody does not wake up in the morning and tell you, no, you are not supposed to be here, or I have employed you to be working in the field, whereas you are not prepared to be a field person. You understand? Then a termination clause, that is very important. You need to know, if I want to exit your organization, if you want to do away with me, what is the procedure? So ningeimiza watu, it is very important for you to look at your contract, go through it, ask questions, and I'm sure most of the HR, if you are a professional, you are supposed to answer those questions positively.
Positively.
Yes.
Now there's a crisis. Saizi, COVID-19. It's a crisis that has come in during a crisis. From an HR point of view, how can companies, organizations manage this crisis without, because kuna COVID, there are layoffs, there are losses, kuna instability and all those things for companies ambazo miaka mingi tumezijua ziko very stable, but clearly they've been exposed. How can the HR department manage that crisis? Or even the country today? Yeah. Okay,
personally, I would think that this COVID caught everybody unaware, like I said, the employer, the employees. But as HR, I would want to look at it this way, to just analyze the situation the way it is, and look at how can we have a win-win situation. Because this is a pandemic, it is affecting the job, and if the company is getting losses, I am not able to maintain the employees. These are employees that they did not prepare to leave the organization. If I send them away, how are they going to survive? Then now come up with ways how they can have a win-win situation. The employees don't lose, the employer don't lose, because I expect even employees to understand the situation. That's why I'm talking about communication and dialogue. Dialogue is very important. We come, we sit in a table, we can even decide to cut your salaries, because better half than none. We can decide to cut your salaries. We can decide to work in shifts, whereby you work in shifts, and the ones that are on shift, they get the full salary, the others get a stipend. You weigh the situation as it is as an organization, so that you yourself, you're not making losses, you're not going down to the drill, kabisa, and the employees are not also disadvantaged so much.
From your opinion, is COVID-19, is it a crisis or an opportunity?
Well, to some people, it is a crisis. To others, it is an opportunity. We have seen people making it's very well, making good out of the COVID-19, especially you guys in the media and other people that are in the social media platforms. The Zoom people, the Teams, these apps that we are doing now, we are using in meetings and everything. I think those guys are enjoying the fruits of COVID because all of us, we have ran to their platforms. We are using their platforms right now. But now there are other people who have lost jobs. So to them, it is a crisis. It is terrible. Yes.
Unajua hii dada tu dada tunaongelea sana kusaidia wasichana wadogo, si wadogo, but women who are between the age of 18 to 45 who are in the job market. Most of us do not know how to apply for those jobs, how to package ourselves to get those opportunities. Talk to us. Where do we start? Tuanze kitu gani tunafanya makosa?
Kitu ya kwanza, makosa ya kwanza, wengi hata hawajui kuandika hata CV, curriculum vitae. People don't, our young people don't even take time to write their CVs well. We have so many people who are offering consultancy services in writing CVs. So what these young people are doing, our millennials, they go out there, you give someone your data, your certificates, they write for you a very good, clean CV. But when you come now to the interview, to the table, you cannot even read that CV. It doesn't look like you. It looks like the CV as a person, a owner, and you are not the person. We are interviewing a different person. So I would say it starts down from even the papers, the CV, how you write your CV, understand it, hone it. Be sure of what you're writing. If you're writing even your hobbies, the little thing that is in the CV, your hobbies, is it true? Like what you've written there, is it what you enjoy reading? Because someone comes and tells you, my hobby is reading. And you ask them, what are you reading currently? They are not reading anything. When is the last time you read something? They are not even sure. So basically, you know now that one, you will tell the interview panel that this CV was written by someone else. Number two, when it comes now to the interview itself, what is the employer looking at? What are things that employers are looking at in a person? First, I would say, of course, we are looking for the technical skill. By the time an employer floats an advertisement, they have said, I want 1, 2, 3. Natafuta huyu mtu. I want an ICT person. So they want the technical skill. Apart from having the technical skill, most employers currently, they are looking at someone with positive attitude. Attitude is everything. From the HR desk, we always say you can train for skill, but you cannot train for attitude. I can get a person without the skill, but he has a very good attitude, positive attitude, and I train for that skill. But if I get this person with a good skill and the attitude is bad, it is terrible. So we are looking at people with positive attitude, people who are open-minded, and people who are ready to work. And I know almost all employers also are looking at someone who is flexible and like I said, open-minded. Flexible in the sense that you've come in as this, but tomorrow I can tell you to do 1, 2, 3. Are you comfortable? Are you flexible enough to do not what your JD reads only,
but something extra?
Something extra. You come in as a finance person. I tell you, you'll be doing books of accounts. Tomorrow I don't have books of accounts. Can you go and do something in the strategy department that needs your statistics or whatever? So we are looking at someone who is flexible, open-minded, and can work anywhere. Presentation. Presentation is very key in an interview. We call it demeanor. I always tell young people, your first impression is your last impression. And your dress code, particularly, your dress code is your business card most of the times when you're looking for a job. So when you present yourself for an interview or for work, dress appropriately, be decent, present yourself well, the way you talk, the way you answer questions, your engagement, be friendly, just relax, be friendly, be smartly dressed, ask questions where you don't understand the question. Don't shy away and just say anything. Just you can even ask for a pardon. Excuse me, can you repeat the question? Be confident. Confidence is everything, because that will zero into good demeanor or bad demeanor to the panel.
Okay. Yes. Now tumeshapata kazi sasa. Tuko kwa maofisi. How do we relate to our colleagues? How do we carry ourselves? Kuna kila siku hakuna interview nikienda naulizwa Mwanaisha shortcut ni gani? How do I tell people there are no shortcuts? The role of HR for the women kwa hizo maofisi, whatever companies they are working on with, how do you encourage them so that I do not lose my respect? I'm not involved in office politics that will affect my growth to where I want to be. How should I carry myself actually?
Okay, when you get a job or when you are working in an office, corporate or even somebody's business, and they have given you a job, there's something we call work ethics. You need to follow the work ethics that are stipulated in that organization or that are acceptable to the society. First of all, like I said, dress properly, dress appropriately for the job that you're doing. Again, keep the office hours. Come to work early. If you're meant to be at work at 8, be there at 8. Observe work hours. Be a good team player, I would say, because when you come to an organization, you're not coming to work alone. You've met a team, there are other employees. Be able to work as a team, because you cannot achieve anything individually. Be a good team player, and also be willing to assist one another. Yeah.
Kuna madai, nitasema ni madai, allegations ya kwamba the HR department, especially zile ambazo zinaongozwa na wanawake, ni madai. Wanasema ndio imekuwa kizingiti kikubwa cha wanawake kukua. Now we are the barrier, like no, we cannot go beyond this. We don't feel safe to go to HR to present our issues, especially matters sexual abuse and all those things. You see, we feel maybe they don't understand us. Just allegations, some companies. In such situations where women feel the HR is not for them, what needs to be done? Or what should organizations do to make sure that the HR has a human face? We can feel safe to go and present our issues when we feel we're being treated unfairly.
Okay. I think that one boils down to the HR person. The employees are okay to judge HR depending on their experience with the person. Not everyone in HR, not all HR practitioners are like that. So I would say, first of all, like I said, HR used to be personnel management. Where people believed it is hiring and firing, nothing more. Unaona HR east side, unapita east side. You cannot face a HR person. But things have changed, Mwanaisha. Things have changed. HR is not a court. Like now, the way people are used to saying, HR is a court. Kesi yako imepelekwa HR. And when you hear such a statement, you know now you're done. It is no longer like that. I would like to tell people, the HR practitioners out there, put your HR, make your HR have the human face, like you said, such that people are able to approach you, because at workplace, HR is supposed to be the safe haven for employees. If they have any issue, they're supposed to go to HR. So if you make HR now to be a place where people cannot approach, you are so unapproachable, you are rude, you're arrogant, you don't listen to employees' complaints. Now, I think now you're not practicing HR professionally. It should be a safe haven for employees. Employees should feel safe to give feedback, to come for help, to run for help, because this is where they spend most of their day. So this one boils down actually to HR professionals. Just embrace people, embrace your employees like human beings. Treat them like human beings, at the same time with a boundary, because you have rules and regulations that need to be followed. But if an employee does not do that, this is a better way to handle a situation than firing or dismissal or discipline. You know, those tough choices, unless it reaches that point. Yes.
How do young members of staff approach the HR pale wakigundua kwamba wamekuwa pengine harassed with their senior managers, the people at the top, without them feeling watakuwa intimidated?
Yes, there's something that siku hizi kwa organization inaitwa whistleblowing. In an organization lazima kuwe na a certain committee that handles such matters. If you don't want to go to the HR, there must be something like a whistleblowing committee. People you can approach and tell them this is what is happening. I would want to register my frustrations in 1, 2, 3. And sometimes it can be also maybe you're being harassed by the HR itself. Where do you go to? That is now what we are saying. There must be, we should have something like a committee or a third party where people can channel their frustrations. Normally have those committees. We have integrity committee, so we can have a whistleblowing committee, whistleblowing office in an organization where staff now go and register their frustrations, their sentiments without being labeled, without fearing that someone is going to attack them or they are going to lose their job. Yes.
Now the final question, the most important question for us women. Kuna perception, kasumba imewekwa kwamba mwanamke haiwezi kufika level ya CEO, director fulani na fulani, hata kama uko na degree, you have to sleep your way up. Mtazamo wa HR, because those stories are all over. Not just in media, even in politics, in parastatals and all that. And that's what our girls squeeze wanaambiwa kwamba yes, degree yako haitoshi, you must do 1, 2, 3 or see 1, 2, 3 ndio ufike pale. Is it true? Are we tumefika hapo sasa?
It is a very wrong mentality. It is a very wrong mentality for you to think that you can grow in your career in that route. If you are to grow in that way, I don't know, you will have messed yourself up because you don't wake up in the morning and become a CEO. It is a journey. Like I'm saying, every job in the market has its own specifications. For you to be a CEO, for you to be a manager, for you to be an officer, there are specifications that are attached to that position as bare minimum qualifications that you should have. So I'm saying, if you have those qualifications, it is very, very easy for you to go up. Hakuna kazi ambayo mwanamke hawezi akakua. We have seen very good female CEOs who are leading big organizations. You cannot tell me that they slept their way up, because if you look at their journey, you'll see where they have worked, what they were before they grew to become the CEO. So what I would like to tell our girls, our women out there, that is the wrong way to go, because even if you're given that job and you don't have the qualifications, you've slept your way up. Yes, you are the CEO. Are you going to make any change in that organization? Are you going to make an impact? What value will you want to that organization? You'll become a laughing stock even to your junior staff, because you will not have the capability of performing that job. So it is good for us to grow, to just understand that you just start from somewhere, you slowly grow, you get the experience, you get the skill on the job, unasoma, unaangalia kazi vile inafanyika, and by the time you're becoming a CEO, you have the best, you have the best ability to perform the duties of that job. Yes.
Je, ni kweli kwamba wanawake ndio tunadunishana? We are our own enemies, we don't support one another to get to those decision making positions?
That one depends with everybody's experience, but I can say partly yes, partly no. But partly yes, I can explain, because sometimes as women, we are jealous of each other. I don't want to see someone else growing and getting better than me. I want us, if we are in the same job group of level, I want us to grow together without understanding that I am different, you're different, you have different abilities, I have different abilities. So sometimes we become our
own enemy.
Our own enemies. Yes, sometimes we do. And we have seen it even in the social media. Currently, people trolling each other as women, body shaming one another, and putting out stuff there that are putting another woman down. I don't understand why you should go to that level of putting a fellow woman down, because there is no time that you'll put her down and you go up. No. Even at work, if you block me from going up, it doesn't mean that that salary that I was to be given will come to your pocket. So it is the time we embrace one another. We support one another. If there are opportunities, we show one another what can you do to improve yourself.
Yes.
And we grow as one team, so that now even the society will be respected if we can hold one another's hand.
You're 11 years in HR. The greatest lesson you've learned and like to share with our audience today?
My greatest lesson I have learned is that there is more to your papers. You need to have more than the papers for you to succeed in the work environment. You can have your degree, you can have your master's, your PhD, but if you have the wrong attitude, you'll not survive. You'll not do well in your job. So my greatest lesson has been keeping the positive attitude. I'm not saying that you should not go to school and sharpen your skills.
Yeah.
Add your skills, but maintain the positive attitude towards the job that you're doing. Some people have found themselves doing a job that they did not aspire to do. I went to the university, I became a doctor. I didn't plan to be a doctor, or now in the profession, I don't feel like I can be a doctor. But as long as you are practicing,
yes,
give it your best shot as you plan your exit. If you feel this is not the best job that I'm supposed to do, while at it, give it your best. Positive attitude, and you can go anywhere.
Healthy competition, your thoughts?
Healthy competition is good. Healthy competition is good. Yeah, and when we say healthy competition, it means you're growing as you. You're not growing as Esther. You're not growing as Mwanaisha.
Yeah.
That is what we call healthy competition. We both have our papers. We are in the same job, but I am giving it my best shot. You're giving it your best shot, and we succeed together.
Wow. Mmemsikia Bi Esther Murungi. Anasema tushindane, lakini mashindano ya kusaidiana. Tutie bidii na usidanganywe, hakuna njia ya mkato. Amuuliza swali moja, hata kama nikufika katika kiwango cha kuwa mkurugenzi mkuu wa kampuni, lakini mambo uliyofanya kufika kiwango kile si mambo ya kuelimika. Heshima yako itakuwa wapi? Ukiketi pale kwenye mkutano utakuwa unaangaliwa vipi, watu wanakufikiria vipi? Na ungependa ukumbukwe na nini katika organization na mashirika ambalo alifanya kazi? Mwanamke ambaye ameshika mkono wanawake wengine, au mwanamke ambaye alichukua fursa hiyo ama kutumia nafasi hiyo kudunisha wengine na kuwaleta chini wengine? Bila shaka imekuwa gumzo zuri. Shukrani sana Bi Esther Murungi, na tunatumai kwamba yale uliyosema wanawake katika maeneo mbalimbali wataweza kuyasikiliza na kuyafuata.
Asante sana.
Linao siku moja wawe wakupigwa mfano, wasije wakasema hatukuambiwa. Vidada tudada Uncensored imekupatia fursa leo kupitia Bi Esther Murungi. Usikize, ujifunze, you make that decision mwenyewe. Unataka uwe mtu wa aina gani hasa wakati huu wa COVID-19? Shukrani Bi Esther.
Asante sana.
Mungu akubariki.
Pia wewe.
Thank you.